Do you want to know how I've done more than 20 brand deals with just 1K followers? Then keep on watching this video. Hey, what's up? My name is Trina and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's Vlogmas video, I'm going to be telling you guys how I take my Instagram pictures, how I take them myself, and just how I take them in general. So first off, it's all about the content. I've literally done over 20 brand deals with just 1K followers and even a little less. Majority of the time I would say I take my own pictures, but I do have other people sometimes take my pictures. But one big important thing that you have to remember is to take pictures for you and not for the brand. I'll hear a lot of people say like, oh, but what if the brand won't like my style? If a brand really wants to work with you, then they're gonna like your style and they're going to adapt to it or whatever it is. And plus, you should be different. So I'm gonna start by telling you guys what equipment I use. So I usually use a tripod, a ring light, and my camera. Sometimes I will use my phone, but I usually stick to my camera. Another very popular thing is to use your phone and use Bluetooth. You can use like a Bluetooth clicker remote, which is like you just hold it and then you can click it every time you want to take a picture. There's also an app called Lens Buddy, which I think like continuously keep taking pictures for you, which is also very helpful if you are going to be taking your own pictures. And that's another thing, is you can 100% take your own pictures. There are really big influencers out there who take all their own content and it's incredible. If you're willing to put in just a little more time and a little more effort, you can definitely do that too. Now for how I take them. Usually I will put my camera on the tripod, and then what I will do is, this is what works best for me personally, I will turn my camera on to record because my camera doesn't have the best like autofocus for self-timer. So I find that if I do record, it works a lot better. I will then go in and use Final Cut Pro. You don't have to use Final Cut Pro, you can use iMovie or whatever you want to use, but I will go in with Final Cut Pro and I will put the footage onto there. I will just take screenshots of the different pictures. That's the way that I found best that works for me. But if I do use my phone, I'll just put my phone on the tripod and then I'll use like the back camera and I'll just put it on self-timer because my phone does have good self-timer. So how to get good pictures. That's a little harder one, but I'm going to be telling you all the tips and tricks. You need to find the good natural lighting. Like right now, you guys are in front of my window, so like the light is coming onto me and that's what you want for pictures. It gives you the best lighting unless you're going for a backlit picture, which is probably not what you want. But you want to have the light facing your subject, which is probably you. Another really big thing that I have learned from taking my own pictures, try not to shoot on windy days. I cannot express to you how many times I've messed up pictures because I'm shooting on windy days. It makes your hair go all over. My camera has fallen over from the wind. It's not going to look very good unless you're like maybe taking like a beach picture or something and you're going for a windy effect. But I would say most of the time you don't want the wind. So keep in mind with the weather, check the amount of sunshine you're going to have. Actually, overcast days too can be pretty good for pictures because you don't have such harsh lighting, which can make strong shadows. Yeah, check the weather for sure. Make sure it's not too windy. Make sure you have like a good amount of sunshine or overcast, depending what you want. I actually do shoot a lot of my pictures on overcast days, and then I'll just edit the brightness because it actually does help with not having such strong shadows. Because sometimes if you shoot in the direct sunlight, you'll get like one side of your face will be dark and it's not a very good look. So next up is one I get asked all the time, which is how I come up with my pictures, how I come up with my locations, and all my edit ideas. So I'm going to be telling you everything. So if you want to know all that, you better keep on watching. So for how I find locations, I really try to think outside the box. Like I think, what's a more unique place? What's a place that not a lot of people take pictures at? I take a lot of pride in my creativity and just my Instagram being different than other people's. Some examples would be I've taken pictures in a grocery store in the drink section. Not very common, I doubt. I take pictures in a laundromat. That's like a really cute, like almost retro vibe, which I haven't done, but I really want to do that. But just things like that. Things that are different places that maybe you wouldn't normally think of. Like take it half an hour out of your day to just think, what are some cool places I could take pictures? You can also drive around and look at places too. Another thing that I'll do is if I ever see a cool picture idea while I'm out, I will write it in my notes app, or you can write it down anywhere, but notes app works best for me. And just so that I can remember that, so if I'm ever like stuck and I'm like, where do I want to take these pictures? I go back and look at my notes app and I have a whole list. How I edit my pictures. This is a relatively simple one. So I use Lightroom. I actually made my own Lightroom presets. They're linked in the description if you want to buy them. But I use those. I have like a few different kinds if you're interested in some presets. But I just made those on Lightroom, so I usually use Lightroom for my editing. For any creative edits I do, like these, I will usually use PixArt or Lightleap. Lightleap, you can change the sky, you can add rainbows, all these creative things. And PixArt is like, you can literally do anything on PixArt. I love PixArt. Sometimes I will use Canva too, but they're not like my go-to for pictures editing. If I want to make my background whiter, I would go in with the teeth whitener part on Facetune. So we all have those pictures that are either boring or just like kind of meh, we don't really like them. I've definitely had that happen, and I'm going to be telling you how I fix mine. Honestly, for fixing like bad, boring pictures, all you gotta do is get a little bit creative. You could add like a really cool glitch effect, you could doodle around the picture, you could add a quote, you could add a rainbow. Like there's so many possibilities. If you just go through like PixArt or anything and just get some ideas, you'll see there's so many options out there. Now, how to come up with content ideas. Save things on Pinterest. I cannot stress this enough. Pinterest will be your best friend. I have a whole board dedicated to my Pinterest with I think like literally 11 sections within the board dividing my different content ideas. Anytime I see anything that inspires me, I will either screenshot it if it's not from Pinterest, or I'll just save it from Pinterest and save it to the board, because maybe you'll think, oh, I'll remember that. You'll never remember it. You need to save it so that you have ideas if you ever don't know what to do. So I just called mine like Instapic Inspo, but you can call it anything, but just call it something. You'll remember what it is. Again, think outside the box. Sometimes I'll look at magazines for inspiration, like whether it's older magazines or newer ones, like they have some creative ideas and just something different to like kind of get your mind in a different place and thinking of different things to do. And like also like brand accounts, like let's just say an example, like Princess Polly, you can look at their accounts and usually they'll have like unique brand photo shoots. So you can look at that and kind of take some inspiration. Also, PixArt, if you just go through like their edit ideas on their app, there's so many cool edits on there that will give you an inspiration, or you can just recreate one. You could plan a theme for your photo shoots. I don't typically do this one, but it is a pretty cool idea. Such as, let's say, pink. If you want to base your pictures around pink, you could use pink hearts, you could wear a pink outfit, you could edit your wall to being pink, like literally anything. Also, pictures at sunset and sunrise, my favorite thing ever, because first off, if you take them looking away from the sunset and sunrise, you will get golden hour, which is beautiful. And if you take them a little bit before golden hour, then you'll get blue hour, which basically means your pictures have like a blue tone to them, which is also very pretty. I personally love sunsets and sunrises. I've taken so many pictures, but they're beautiful. And matching your outfits to a location just always makes people stop and look. I think it's a very interesting and unique look. You can do any kind of matching outfits you want to do. Yellow with yellow, pink with yellow, like anything, and it looks really dope. Plan photo shoots into your everyday life. Not all of us have time to take pictures every weekend or devote certain days to pictures. I know that with being a full-time college student, I don't really have time for that anymore. So just planning it into your everyday life, like let's say today, I could go take pictures in the snow because I'm ready. Even if you're just going to the coffee shop, let's say, you can take pictures at a nice little store next to the coffee shop. Just work the pictures into your day so that you can create more content. I know it can be really hard to come up with content ideas, but if you start looking everywhere, and I mean everywhere, for inspiration, you're gonna get so inspired and get so many creative ideas. And that's the thing, is I always get questions, people ask me, how do you take your pictures? How do you come up with ideas? Well, I just shared all my tips and tricks. That's literally what I do for my pictures. So go out and look for inspiration and just get creative, like seriously. Don't think about, oh, well, that person wouldn't do that. Just do whatever you want to do. Have fun. It's your Instagram, your life. That is all my tips and tricks, literally. So go use them, enjoy them. Feel a little special that I gave them to you. And I will see you guys in the next Vlogmas video. I really hope this helped you out with pictures. And even if you don't take Instagram pictures and you're just interested in how I do my pictures, still a good video for you. And I will see you for tomorrow's day Vlogmas. I love you.